What is going on, guys? So today I'm going to show you how to set up cost alerts in Azure. So what do I mean by cost alerts? You're going to get an email sent by Azure and it'll tell you if you've spent more than your budget, if you spent close to the amount of your budget, or if you spent, or if you're forecasted to spend more than your budget. And the budget can be monthly, it can be quarterly, or it could be a yearly budget. I use the monthly one just so I know, like, hey, I don't want to spend more than $50 a month on Azure right now. Let me know if I am, let me know if I'm close to spending that, or let me know if you think I'm going to spend that much in a month, because Azure does the forecasts, which start at the very start. Like, I'm on June 3rd right now, it's already forecasting I'm going to spend 82 this month, you can see right here. So yeah, but before we get into anything, you're also going to notice there's a subscription here. So Azure subscription 1. You can have multiple subscriptions under one Azure account. But what is a subscription? It's basically one method of payment or one billing group. So all the things you're hosting, databases, web apps, blobs to store images, they'll be under a subscription and they'll be paid for by that subscription with your credit card or with whatever you've mapped to pay for it in Azure. So you can have multiple subscriptions under one account and have different credit cards for each one. You can do that, but you set up the cost alerts per the subscription. So per method of payment, you have the cost alerts. It's not overall for your whole account. Even though for me, I keep things simple. I have one credit card for Azure, so I only use one subscription, and I've called it Azure subscription 1 here. So yeah, that's pretty simple. Now there's also resource groups that you can track how much they spend. So if you wanted to track, like, I don't know, like just your database, I would make a resource group and put just the database in there. And then we could set up the cost alerts just for that resource group. So like, what does a resource group look like really quick? It looks like this. So, you know, you got all the things within the resource group, like the database, the web app, the blob, and a few things like, and then you can create another one and add like just one resource to it and then just track the costs for that. But before I get too deep into that, let's go back to where we just were. So how do we get there? We got to go to our subscriptions service. So if it's not going to pop up here because it's not recent, search it up here because it's not going to be in the hamburger menu. So search subscriptions, click on it, and then find the subscription for your Azure account. So if you've mapped it, if you've put a credit card in, you're going to have a subscription. So click on this. And if you don't, just add one up here. So click on this. We're going to minimize this view here and then go to budgets. So I have those two budgets I was showing you earlier. One is based on my entire subscription, which is everything I'm spending on Azure. And then one is based on the resource group. For me, I have everything under one resource group, but I could, you know, like I showed you, mix and match to track more specific things. But it's simple, so we'll just leave it like that for now. And let's create our new budget and show how to do the email alerts for it. So obviously click add there. Let's give it a unique name, monthly allowance. Has to be one word. You can do a hyphen. That's cool. It's cool with that name. Okay, it resets monthly. That's fine. Here's where you can choose quarterly or annually if you want. I'm doing monthly, so we create it this month, so it's going to start this month and it's going to expire, sure, in 2 years is fine. This is important. So you can see on the right hand side here how much I've spent each month, under $30, and then I spent all of a sudden almost $50. So Azure thinks I'm going to keep, and this is because I'm hosting something new now, like a Azure or a Redis cache. So Azure thinks I'm going to keep hosting new stuff and I'm going to keep spending more and more. That's not what's going to happen. I'm going to float around this for a bit. So let's make a budget based off of that. So I'm almost at $50. Let's say I don't want to spend more than 55. Suggested 102. Anyways, 55 is good. Let's do that. And now is when we can set up our email alerts. So we can see the budget. It's in red, $55. Let's do an actual. So forecasted is what Azure is forecasting you to spend for the month. If you're more than that, it's going to give you an email. And this is adjusted every day because, you know, some things they charges you based on how much you keep them running, not if you just have them anyways. Like if you have Docker containers hosted, it's going to charge you as they're running, but not as they're stopped. If it's like a web app, it's just always going to charge you. So there's some factors here that change the forecast every day. But for now, let's just say how much we've actually spent this month so far. So if we actually spend 95% of my budget, please send me an email. So that means at $52.25, it's going to send me an email, and I'm going to put my email in here. Okay, so it's going to send me an email once we've spent 95% of our budget. Send me another email if we've spent a little more than our budget, just so I need to know, hey, I got to stop some things because I'm spending more than I want. Fine, we can do it like that. And maybe we could bump this one back maybe down to like 85, just so we get like a nice early email. Okay, cool. But I want to know if Azure thinks I'm going to spend more than my budget. Just even more. I will know even more ahead of time with this one. So let's do forecasted. And if I'm forecasted to spend, again, 105, which is more than my budget, please let me know. You could even do 101%, like whatever, like $5 or 55 cents more. Yeah, it'll send you an email now. So it'll send the email to here if you're forecasted to spend more of your budget. And that is pretty much it. We can now go create. And the email alerts have been created for your Azure subscription. So everything that you spin up, any service that you spin up under this subscription will now be tracked, and you'll get emails if you're spending more than you want. So to go back to the resource groups, you see I have a budget here for resource groups. So if you want to create a budget for the resource group instead of the subscription, you're going to have to go to that screen instead. So go back home here and then go to the hamburger menu in the top left and click on resource groups. So now you can see the ones that you have. You can create a new one, move one of the resources you have to it, and then create a budget for it. So I've clicked into my resource group here. I'm going to click into budgets, and it's the exact same thing I just showed you. So we click add here. Now, like, let's say I only want to track, make sure my database doesn't spend more than $25 a month. We put 25 here, give it a name. Only the database will be in this resource group. So we go next. Again, same thing. Let me know whatever when I've spent 90% and email it to test@gmail.com. Cool. So we can send the emails out like that. Don't worry about action group. You don't need to fill that out. So now there's a database budget, and I could add my database here. So like, for example, I'm in this resource group. If I do create, and I create a database, that'll be tracked. Or if I have one existing, I can move it. So you would have to go into the database and then go move, which I'll make another video for, but the database is under this resource group. So to save more rambling, guys, that is how you create cost alerts for specific resources or for your whole Azure account. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe and drop any questions you got in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys.